Poststructuralism. Poststructuralism is both a continuation and a critique of structuralist notions regarding language and the process of signification. Unlike Saussure's theory, a signifier does not take us to a fixed signified. Instead, it leads us to even more signifiers, and the meaning-making process is postponed infinitely. Poststructuralism began with Derrida's seminal paper, Structure, Sign and Play in the Discourse of the Human Sciences. It introduced a new strategy of analysis which came to be known as deconstruction. The first important theory of Derrida is that there is no transcendental signified which gives stable meaning to all other signifiers. Language is not a system of signifiers and signifieds, rather it is an endless chain of signifiers. A signifier is identified by the trace that is left by other signifiers associated with it. That is, red contains the trace of all other colors which help us in defining red. So the meaning of red is contaminated by everything that is not red. Instead of Saussure's difference, Derrida coins a term difference which is combination of difference and differ. Derrida says that none of us are engineers having knowledge of the entire system of language. Rather, we are all bricoleurs, technicians, who work with the limited knowledge that we have. He terms such work bricolage. Derrida uses the term erasure to denote the way language functions. Signifiers are substituted by signifieds which are crossed out and substituted by other signifiers very soon. Even though the crossing out happens, the signifier contains the presence of all the other signifiers which substitute it. Binary oppositions always privilege one term over another. For example, good over bad, light over dark, etc. But Derrida says that binaries do not operate in this manner. Good cannot be privileged over bad because without bad, good can never be defined. Thus the hierarchy of terms do not exist in the poststructural world. Next, Derrida talks about the aspect of centers. The center is considered as that element which controls the entire system. However, the center itself is not bound by the rules that govern the system. Derrida says that this is a paradox. If the center is controlling the system, it has to be inside the structure. If it is inside the system, it is bound by the rules governing the system. Thus, paradoxically, the qualities that are ascribed to the center make it both inside and outside the system. Hence Derrida says that the center is only an illusion. At different points of time different elements have occupied the position of the center. If the center is really the center, it will not permit substitution. The desire for a center is termed as logocentrism. In Western philosophy, logos means word, i.e. the written world. Later on, logocentrism was replaced by phonocentrism. Derrida breaks the binary opposition of writing and speaking by showing that both are similar signifying processes and both lack presence. The binary of good and evil can also be disproved by a similar observation of Paradise Lost. Good did not exist at all before the first sin was committed. Thus evil actually predates good. Similarly, when we look at the hierarchy of cause and effect, we observe that it is only because of the effect that the cause became a cause. Just like saying that a man becomes father only when he has a child. The child is thus older than the father. If language is unstable, then literature which is made of language should be equally unstable. Meaning is not fixed and permanent in literature. It keeps on changing. It is not only that multiple meanings are produced, but contrary readings are also possible in deconstruction. The reading is dependent on the cultural milieu that the reader is part of.